and you sneak back around, Assalamu alaikum. And then if the captain don't say anything to you, you slip in and act holy. But you know, Allah wants to say it's all right. We all go through those things. You get frightened. I was getting a little frightened because I was changing so fast. Nobody recognized me no more. I got so fierce as a Muslim. I was almost, well, taken over. Running, snatching police and all kind of stuff. I mean, I had gotten fierce, man. I'm telling you the truth. That I was a captain. You know, before I knew what a minister was, I was a captain, and I was a hard captain. I mean, I had the soldiers popping because I love to soldier. I'm just telling you, man. I lived this thing. My poor little wife, bless her heart, we didn't have no washing machines and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know nothing about no Chinese laundry. We didn't know anything about no China. We didn't have no money to give no Chinaman to do our shirt. My wife was Ting Ling Wang Tu. And we had to have a white shirt going to FOI. We had to have a white shirt on Wednesday and a white shirt on Friday and a white shirt on Sunday. And I would come in from my little job, and my shirts would be in the tub soaking. She had a scrub board and had to wear her hands out, getting that dirt out the collar and out the sleeves. I couldn't afford a nice shirt with cufflinks. Any white shirt would do. And I was telling the brother, I walked in a store the other day and I bought 3 suits, and they were good suits. Yes, this is one of them I got on. Yes, sir. Wait. I'm just saying something to you. For 9 years as a minister, I never bought a new suit. For 9 years. I used to wear old suits. I don't know whether they came off a dead man or what. I would buy them in the pawn shop, $5, $10, out of the trunk of my brother's car. They never did fit right. Because when you buying something in pawn, you got to make it, shag hanging off the shoulder, baggy in the pants. You should have seen your brother. I was a wreck. But I was a Muslim. I was jamming hard. I'm giving the brothers calisthenics, and when I got out on the floor, they could read the funny papers in the soles of my shoes, man. Therefore, I had to get some money together to buy me a pair of shoes. 9 years I was like this. But I never broke stride. I kept on going. My wife couldn't have no new bedroom suit. We didn't have no money. I don't like debt. I don't like no white man telling me you owe me. And nigga, where's the payment? You know, if you start pressing me, I'll beat your behind. That's the way I feel, man. You don't take away my manhood. Come on. Elijah Muhammad was making a man out of me, and if you try to make me a punk, I'll kill you. I don't give a damn who you are. Don't try to punk me off, whether you're a captain or lieutenant. I'm a man, goddammit, and you treat me like a man. Nobody joins Islam to be made a punk. We come to be made into men and women that will shoulder responsibility, but not to be berated and mistreated. That's right. That's right. You understand? I don't like that. Yes, sir. And I don't like no white man telling me what I owe you. When the nation fell, I bought 2 guns. I lost myself. moved me here to Chicago, over there on the west side in Beverly Hills, I didn't know what them crackers do over there. And they're going to throw bricks and stuff in my window, nearly kill my granddaughter. I bought me some guns.
Yes, sir.
And I went to the police station and had a meeting with the police captain. I said, now some of your white people threw some bricks in my window. And it seems as though you all don't know how to make examples of your own. I said, so the next one to throw a bottle in my window, I'm going to put a bullet in his ass. And it's just the way I said it. I'm not lying to you. I was savage as hell. But I want to let you know that a man is going to be a man. I don't give a damn. If we live or we die, we got to stand up like men. Do you hear what I'm saying? And the same go for women. When Allah gets in you, you don't fear nothing. You don't fear nobody. You'll take a damn elephant and take his snout and beat his behind with his own snout. When Allah get in you, when Allah gets in you, fear goes out of you.
That's right.
When you fear only Allah, worship only Allah, bow down to nothing but Allah, that's when you start becoming a man and a woman, and you're ready now to accept your responsibility. Nothing comes easy that's valuable.
That's right.
In life. And my wife and I suffered, but I didn't even know I was poor. Now you know that's something. When you don't know there's another food but beans, and you don't know you're poor. Sister Clara Muhammad came, this is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's wife, came to our house, and when she saw the way I was living, she cried. I didn't see her crying. I thought we were living pretty good myself. I mean, if she had seen the way I was living a few months before, now she'd have really cried. I found an old frame where I was working. And I was working in the garment district, and I had it reupholstered and made a living room set for my wife. I could not afford nothing new, and she was not going to tell me. I don't sleep in no used bed. Baby, you sleep in this or you sleep nowhere. A man got to be a man, man. That's all there is to it. You can't be no damn punk and be a Muslim.
Come on.
And the thing that's wrong with us as men is that we are giving our women babies and then allowing them to work.
Come on.
And in the old days when Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here, we never had no working woman. When the woman was a mother, she stayed home and looked after her children. But a man got to bring in what it takes. I don't know how in the world we're going to make it today. We don't have the right attitude. We don't have the right mind. We don't have the will to conquer.
Yes, sir.
And without that will and that mind to conquer, you'll never be nothing.
That's right.
And you didn't come in here to be nothing.
That's right.
We came in here to make a change in our lives. I went and I bought a rug for $20. Old used rug, but it was all right. We cleaned it. We bought an old mattress. We washed it down, fumigated it, then covered it and slept on it till I could do better. Don't force the man to get into debt when you know debt is slavery, just so you could look good for a minute and suffer when you can't pay the bills. Who are you trying to please? Don't force the man to get into debt when you know debt is slavery, just so you could look good for a minute and suffer when you can't pay the bills. Who are you trying to please? Start small and grow large like everything else does. But if you want everything right away, You don't want to work for nothing. You don't want to sacrifice to build nothing. You will never have nothing, and you won't have a man, because a man can't be a man when he's saddled down up to his neck in debt with a dissatisfied woman who don't give a damn. She wants more and more and more. Let me tell you something, woman. We ought to take you and throttle you. I'm just telling you straight up. You don't want no man like me. You couldn't live with a man like me, because I would not take that damn foolishness from one of you. For 1 minute I'd drive you through the door. I don't like no woman to dominate no man. And I don't like no woman who even tries. Then you see another side of me. This is the way I was trained as a Muslim. Yes, sir. You can see it coming out of me now, right? And I'm telling you, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad knew the black man and woman, and he knew how to train us better than any black man that ever lived. And unless we follow his guidance, we'll never be what we're supposed to be. You'll never be a happy woman dogging your man out. He's not a man yet, but he will be. But if you keep on dogging him, you won't have nothing, and you'll end up being a lesbian at home with yourself, with no man by your side, because your damn mouth is what it is. It's a snake pit. And a man can't live under that, because he got enough hell on his head as it is trying to function in a white man's world. And he needs a wife that has compassion and understanding, and that's the value of the MGT. The MGT is supposed to make you a woman to help you make a man for God. I'm not angry with you, sisters. I'm just talking. I'm almost finished. Some of us want to see the black man up, but we don't want to suffer. We don't want no privation. You see the minister with a suit, looking nice now, but you don't know how I looked 20 years ago. My wife was with me when there was nothing but beans. And we're grown men with families. We didn't have a lot of money, but we learned how to make little do. And that was the majesty of the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because when you got a mission, you don't feel the pain of poverty.
That's right.
You know that there's a God that will make conditions better as long as you submit yourself to do his will. He's not going to let you down. I'm a living witness of that, and so is my family. My wife used to have to put Salvation Army clothes on my daughters. I'm just telling you the facts of life. I was a minister, but we were raggedy. We couldn't go downtown and buy no beautiful slip for my daughters. Whatever the Salvation Army had, we take it and clean it, wash it and iron it, and they look like new. But that's the way we came up. Now all of a sudden some of us don't have anything, but we're so proud. You got to be in the shopping mall spending what you don't have. You don't know how to sit down and pool what little you have and find the places in the city that you can buy good cheap to save your family and your money. A mission and a man. And I say this in conclusion. I don't want you to think that I'm upset with anybody here, because I'm not, you know. But I'm reflecting on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I'm reflecting on the way I was trained by him. And I thank Allah for that training. Some of us don't know the value of what we have until we lose it. And I respectfully suggest to all of us, you know, you are valuable. You are very valuable, and what you have is exceedingly valuable. But you must put it to work.
Yes, sir.
You must develop a sense of mission. Now, I'm going to close now. But beloved brothers and sisters, look. I did not know that I was born to do what I'm doing. I had no idea. I thought I was in the world to play music. I didn't know nothing about raising no dead or leading people anywhere. That was not what I saw myself as in this life. When I came to follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I didn't come to follow him with nothing in mind but just to be a good follower of a great, 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 great leader. When I saw that man, it was like love at first sight. I knew he was the man I was looking for all my life. I committed myself to him. I really, truly loved this man and loved his mission and loved you, which is his mission. So when the scripture says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart, I'm living that. I've taken the yoke of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on my shoulders. And I'm learning more about him every day that I live. And on every day that I live, I realize how much of nothing I am and how great Allah is. And only with the help of Allah can a mission as dangerous and as magnificent as this mission can it be accomplished. Only with the help of Allah. But I can't do it by myself. So I called you. What did I call you for? I called you hoping that you, like me, would have a mission. Accept a mission and grow to accept the full responsibility of raising a people up from the dead. And that's what the mosque is. The mosque is a place and a process which is excruciatingly painful, but it is to grow us, to mature us, to accept the responsibility of the mission of the raising up of our people. That's the only reason we're here. Otherwise, this could be just a church.
That's right. Come on.
We have a little organ. You can sing. Some of you can sing and shout. You know, we have a men's glee club and play basketball on Tuesdays and chase women on Wednesdays and Thursdays. It'd be just another church. Hell, this is not what this is, brother.
That's right.
We don't need no church.
That's right.
We are here to grow
Yes.
in a painful process that would allow us to accept the responsibility of the mission of the resurrection of the dead of our people. That's what the mosque is. And so many come and they see they stand a while and they get weak and fall out. And you see them, they're out in the street driving taxis or painters or whatnot. You see them, they, assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. You still there? Still there. You still with Farrakhan? Still hanging there.
That's right.
Farrakhan still on the job.
Yes, sir. That's right.
I met many of you on the job and you fell out. I'm still on the job. When you were born, I was on the job. And damn it, when you die, if you die soon, I'll be on the job. I'll be on this job. I can't get away from this job. I'm born to teach the word. And that I'm going to do until Allah takes me away. That's the mission. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. I am meek and lowly of heart, and you will find rest unto your souls. Until you take the mission, you're not going to be at peace, because every one of you that came here are born to do something. You're born for this.
Yes, sir.
And when you run and God spanks you and brings you back, it's because he wants you. He wants you. Michael Muhammad. He wants you. He wants you. That's right. See, in the truth, the ones that got a mission, I'm saying this to Abdullah Muhammad, the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. God wants you. You can't get away. You can't run away. You can't hide from your mission, your duty, your responsibility. You were born to lift up your Father. And you will never be happy in this life, son, until you are doing what your Father brought you here to do and what Allah brought you here to do. And that's for all of you. You ain't just here to wear a long dress and look nice and pretty. You're here to become a transformed black woman as an example to all black women. And then your duty is to help me with the women. Get them up. Brothers, you don't just go out and get lost found brothers. I'm happy to see all the brothers that come, but what about the sisters? Y'all don't know how to get a sister and bring her in? Well, now I was waiting for you to say that, Brother Minister. Brothers, I want you to go. Get the brothers, but go and get the sisters too. Sisters, go get the sisters, but go get the brothers too. Now don't get caught. I'm going to get brother so-and-so. And brother so-and-so end up getting you. And it's the same with you and these lovely sisters. You're going to teach them. That's it. Well, I guess I didn't say all I wanted to say, but I guess you can't say it all in one night. But what I'm trying to say to a man that realizes he got a mission, don't just marry a woman because she's a woman. You got to find a woman that's committed to what you are committed to. You remember how the scripture said Lot had incest with his daughters? You don't believe that a prophet of God had sex with his own daughters, do you? The Holy Quran don't support that. You know what that means? Lot had a wife that was a rebel. But from his mission, he fathered spiritually women into faith. And then he went into the women of faith and produce offspring of faith. No prophet of God would ever violate such law. So, brother and sister, I hope that tonight you will understand something about mission. If my wife could not accept my mission, she would have got rid of me long time ago. And if my wife just married me for money, she'd have been gone a long time ago. You do not know the pain of a woman who marries a man that has a mission, because she'll always feel that the mission is before her. And it is. And there's no woman that can compete with a man and a mission. God gives the mission and God gives the wife, and the wife should be to help the man in the mission, not try to compete with him. Some sisters say, if it were another woman, I could fight that. But this man talk about he's at the mosque all the time. And maybe he is, and maybe he ain't. Brothers, don't use the mosque as an excuse not to be dutiful to your wives. Because if we have wives, we have a duty by them. That's part of the mission too. But the first work is the resurrection of our people. I'll close by saying this. Two things. I was with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad one day. My wife was at the table, and Sister Clara Muhammad was at the table, and my wife was complaining about me to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And she said, "Dear Apostle, my husband leaves me and goes into a hotel for 3 days, fasting and whatnot. And I don't think it's fair." Sister Clara Muhammad immediately got angry, not with my wife, but with me, and said to me, "My husband went through that so that you wouldn't have to go through that." What she was letting me know was her great pain when her husband was on the run from the hypocrites and ended up in jail for 5 years. Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "Oh, Clara," he said, "he's only fasting and praying and studying to get closer to Allah and the work." He knew what I was doing, but they didn't understand. I would leave my wife and check into a hotel, pull the shades down, lock the door, and I would not see the outside of that room for 72 hours. I would not communicate with nothing or no one for 72 hours. And for 72 hours, I would neither drink water nor eat food. I would pray and study. And on the third day, I would emerge from that room. The FOI would come and get me and bring me to the mosque to deliver my subject. What was I doing? Disciplining myself. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he saw me doing that, to get deeper and deeper into the word, he told me one day, don't worry about your family, brother. He said, if you take this word and this mission, God will look after your family. And I will say this, if Allah did not look after my family, I don't believe I'd have one of them with me today. But the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is true. You take the mission, God will look after your family. I don't mean that you should abandon your family, but I mean that if you accept this mission of raising your people up, God will help you and help your family. And to those of you who don't have a job, this is a job. Don't accept it to run from work, because this is work.
That's right. That's right.
But if you know something about the teachings, here's a big field awaiting the wide awake man to work out in. Don't tell me you don't have a job. There's a job.
That's right. Come on, Brother Minister.
On every corner, everywhere you look, there's a black man dying for the lack of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you will go after the people, don't worry about your suit. Your suit is with the people. Don't worry about your shoes. Don't worry about a home. Don't worry about a car. It's with the people. And I'm a witness. Everything I got on comes from the people. You serve Allah's mission, and Allah will better your condition. You run from this mission, and Allah will straighten the means of subsistence for you, and nothing you do will come out right because you're running from your responsibility. And so I guess it's fitting to close on September the 28th. What's happening on September the 28th? What's happening on the 28th? You can't stop it like that. I'm going all over the country. People come out by the thousands, talking to preachers, teachers, educators, politicians, about how we can get our people to stop killing each other. And right in our own beloved city, Chicago, this is the 9th month, and nearly 600 murders have taken place in this city. Practically all of them black people, killing black people. If there's any city that needs a stop the killing, not just rally but strategy,
yes, sir,
it is Chicago. How is your spirit to filling the International Amphitheater with our people?
yes, sir.
How do you feel about it? Is it difficult? Sisters, I didn't hear you.
No, sir.
Well, of course, there is a difficulty factor in everything. But we know how to overcome difficulties. That's what the study guides, taught us, how to overcome difficulties.
Yes, sir.
Now, when they said that Honorable Elijah Muhammad was dead on February 25th, 1975, on February 26th, we met in the International Amphitheater. I want to show you a film, not tonight, of part of that Savior's Day, so you could see what the amphitheater looked like when the nation was at its zenith. Now, 15 years later, but 13 years into our mission, we come back to that same place. To that same place. 15 years ago, we had people coming from all over the country to fill that place. 15 years later, they ain't coming from no place but Chicago. I want you to think about that. And I believe with all my heart that amphitheater is going to be jammed to capacity. I believe it. Now, the true believers believe it.
Yes, sir.
And the true believers are working their belief. I don't doubt that we have weak believers. Believers that kind of weak and had some difficulties and troubles, and they're a little slow in getting into this mission. And some of them, in their inactivity, will slow down if the active ones allow them the activity of those who are truly active.
That's right.
But then you got some who don't believe at all. They are the lip professors.
Yes, sir.
They know how to say assalamu alaikum, but when you start mounting up something that is for the benefit of all of us, they try to find reasons why it can't be done.
Come on.
And just as you're about to go make a sale, somebody drops something in your ear and it slow you down. I'm disgusted when I walked in the mosque and I know the money that we paid for paint in there and the money that we yet owe the painter. And to see paint peeling after we paid $80,000 or $90,000 for a new roof, and it's leaking in the school. It hurts when you give your own people the job and your own people don't do the job well or even stand by the job that they did. So it looks like we're going to have to put a new roof there again.
Yes, sir.
Because to sue something that ain't got nothing, just a waste of time. And to beat them up or shoot them, while it may make your heart feel good, that's not the right thing to do. So I guess the best thing to do is to learn from a mistake. and get a better company, but we got to get a roof on the mosque. We put too much money in there to let water seep in and destroy the good work that we have done. You agree?
Yes, sir.
Our school has gone through 1 year. It was rough. The first year is always rough in anything. And Sister Shelby, Allah pulled you through, and your educators. Stand up, Sister Shelby. Thank you. Sister Shelby, I think, did a wonderful job in the first year, and all of the teachers with her. Where are the teachers? Raise your hands, teachers. There they are. Let's give it to them. All the teachers. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Now, year number 2 is started. Takes money to keep that school open, doesn't it?
That's right.
There are a lot of little things we can do to get a leg up through the winter if we work now on this program.
Yes, sir.
There's a potential $150,000 net that we can have in a treasury to help the school, the mosque, and to pay some bills and help us move through the winter. People are asking, if that man got something to say, why we got to pay $10? Don't you pay no attention to that, brother. Sell him a ticket. Don't give one away, not even to your mother.
Come on.
Get $10 from mama. Because if you don't get it, the whiskey merchant will get it, the dope man will get it, the cigarette man will get it, the number man will get it, the lottery will get it. I want the $10 to help raise the dead. What about you? What other excuse they have now? What are some of the things they're throwing at you that you can't find an answer for? Ain't nothing they're throwing at you that you don't have answers for if you study. I want the Vanguard crisp. Some of you that are a little overweight, you can't get it off in 2 weeks. But I want you to be working on the building. I want you to be working on the house. I'm speaking to the Vanguard. Because those uniforms are too pretty. And they don't look good on you when they're tight. Because I be looking, and I don't like to see some of what I see. And I don't want no man ever to think he can see a Muslim sister and put his hand on her and get away with it. So I want y'all looking your best. And then after that, you should be in some of these cities to see people accept the teaching. And it's 8, 9, 10,000 of them accepting the teaching in one night. Chicago's not going to be any different. Only now we got a place for them.
That's right.
So that's a Friday night. We're going to scoop them up on Friday. You will have them all over here on Sunday. Registering up for school, joining up. We got to be ready to handle it. I had about 9 days, the last part of August, and I went down to visit the birthplace of my mother in the Caribbean. It is one of the most beautiful islands that I have ever seen. And I went under the cover of darkness with my son, my wife, his wife, and we slipped in. And the next morning, I got up and I said, I wonder if the Prime Minister would allow me to get some property here. And I saw the Prime Minister in my mind offering a piece of property. This is the first morning I was there. And guess what? I decided to go that afternoon to find the street where my mother grew up. And we sent for a cab, and a tall, handsome, bald-headed black man, young, came to take us. Come to find out, he is the king of Calypso on that island. I didn't tell him anything about who I was. I was dressed in a black leisure kind of thing with a big straw hat on and shades, you know, called myself Haydn, you know. We got down on the street where my mom grew up, and I saw my cousin, and I thought they all were up in New York. And they rushed out and they grabbed me and hugged me, and just a big thing out there. Come to find out, my cousin is married to a man who is the uncle of the Prime Minister. While we are hugging, my son, Mustafa, is telling the cab driver that, you know, that man there, he used to be called the Charmer, and he had a big, big hit Calypso song. Everybody knows my song, you know, because it really, you don't know Calypso unless you know this song, and I ain't telling you what it is. Finally, my son said, that's Minister Farrakhan. He said, oh my God, I got his Madison Square Garden tape. Now listen, you ain't gonna believe this. My day was made. We went back to the hotel, and as I'm going in the hotel, this woman is looking at me. And I walk by and I notice her eyes. And when I look back, she says, pardon me, are you Minister Farrakhan? I said, yes. The woman almost passed out. She was the former Miss St. Kitts, but she's living in New Jersey. That started it, man. My quiet little sneak away, hide away. The word started spreading. This is true. And then the next morning, this same girl comes back with another man. He is from St. Kitts, but he teaches in Brooklyn. So naturally he knows Farrakhan. So, Farrakhan, and oh God, we're glad to see you, man. Next thing I knew, they were taking me to see some property. And then they had me meet the leader of the opposition. And he wanted me to speak to the people. And I said, no, I just came to rest. I said, but I would like to speak to the government first so that I could dispel their fears about me before I ever speak to the people. Well, the next morning, that same night, I got a call from the Prime Minister's office. They wanted me to meet with the Prime Minister the next morning. So the next morning I meet with the Prime Minister. He has the television cameras there and the newspapers there. So we sit down on a couch and they take pictures and they leave. And then I say to him, you know, my mother's from here and I feel I owe a debt to this beautiful island that gave me such a wonderful mother. He said, you're not only emotionally tied to this land, but you are constitutionally tied. I'm already a citizen because my mother is that. And so I can get a passport, not only me, but every member of my family, even my grandchildren, can vote there, live there, work there, buy property there, do anything, because they own the place. They're the citizens. Well, it started going uphill from there. The Prime Minister did have a house he was selling. I met every minister in the government, and when it hit the newspapers, they printed it throughout the Caribbean. So people from all over the island started coming to try and locate this Mr. Farrakhan. And I had the most wonderful 9-day rest. It is one of the most beautiful volcanic islands that you will find. And so the sister who wins and the brother who wins, you will get an all-expense-paid trip. For you, if you're married, you can bring your wife to this beautiful little island in the sun. I went back and I found the house where my mother was born. And my son got pictures of me. I think he came in the window with me. I climbed in the window of the house. Breaking and entering, they call it. And the house is still standing. It's in a state of disrepair. But the Prime Minister invited us to have dinner with him the night before we left. So when we had dinner, I told him that my mother was, you know, I saw the house and I want that house. So what they'll probably do, they'll sell it to me. It's probably you can get it for $1,000 American money or so. But what I want is to get the house. I don't, it's, you know, it's not a house for me to live in, but it's just a house that my mother was born in. And I'd like to get it and restore it and make it something that is what you would call a tourist attraction. So I intend to help that island in some way, and I would like maybe for us to organize a retreat or something at some point and go down and get you the rooms real reasonable, don't worry about a thing, you know. But for you to see another side of life, get out of America, My wife is in Ghana tonight. And next year, I would like us all to just get out of America. And just take a trip. Let's go to Africa. If we plan now, it'll be real reasonable. And we all go home. Wouldn't you like to see Africa? It's beautiful. My wife told me today that they really love us over there. Brother Akbar is doing such a wonderful job. Stand up. Sister, come on, Samaya, come up here. This is Akbar's daughter, my sister. I know she's embarrassed that I would call her out here. But you can be embarrassed all you want to. I've known her since she was a very little girl. We were both children together. And her mom and her dad are there in Africa, and Maria and Betsy are just having a wonderful time. And they've made it so nice for Sister Farrakhan. The government has given her a car and a driver. They're just chauffeuring her around. And the president, I understand, wants to host a dinner for her before she leaves. Isn't that sweet? All because of you. So Brother Akbar is making a way for us to come back home. So 1 year from now, we all want to plan. Everybody may not be able to make it, but if we do what we're supposed to do, we'll put aside a little money and we'll make it reasonable on everybody. And we'll go back home to see Africa, to walk the streets of Africa, to look at your people, to reconnect with the land. And of course, the stop-off point from Africa, believe it or not, one of the major places was that little island that my mother came from. It's right next door to the island of your grandmother, Montserrat, that was nearly leveled with that vicious hurricane. So, would you like to go to the island? Who's going to win the trip to the island? Who's going to win it? Are you married, brother? You are married? Well, then you and your wife can go if you win. But brother, he's going down the Caribbean. He said, but brother said you got a long, hard struggle. Well, whoever of you wins, you have a trip to that beautiful island. Yes, ma'am. Oh, well, you got to give them a little bit more tickets so they can cook, particularly those that show that they are selling. I'm through. It's time to go. I really appreciate y'all coming out and hanging out with the minister. You know how we do. Thank you, Muslims. May Allah bless us all. So we're just going to take charity, a few announcements, and we'll go. But thank you for a beautiful evening. I hope you got something out of the lecture tonight. And may Allah bless you. Stay together, stay strong until we meet again. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. We need that too. Brother Abdullah.